G'day, ZiggyD here, and today I'll be giving you an overview of the gameplay and features of the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot, or MQEL, is a free-to-play action RPG slash tower defense hybrid from Ubisoft Entertainment. Half of the time you'll be smashing monsters and raiding castles for epic loots, and the other half of the time you'll be setting up traps and hiring minions to protect your hard-earned treasure. Each of the two halves of the games feeds into one another, so do well raiding other players' castles and you'll have more resources to protect your own, and cleverly place your traps and monsters, and you'll be better able to equip your heroes for future raids. As you've probably gathered, the game is somewhat of a massively multiplayer game. Looking around your castle, it's possible to see not only NPC castles, but also the castles of other players as well. And anytime you feel like a change of scenery, you can spend a bit of gold to fly to a new location full of new looting opportunities. So now that you have a bit of an idea of what the game is about, let's delve into the two halves of the game in a bit more detail, starting off with the action RPG half, Attack Mode. In Attack Mode, you get to control, gear, and customize one of 4 different heroes. The first 3 heroes are the Knight, the Archer, and the Mage, covering all of the standard RPG archetypes. These 3 heroes are free to play and you can switch between them freely at any time. The 4th class is the Runaway, a prestige class that can be obtained by purchasing one of the microtransaction packs through the in-game store. The Runaway is a punk rock and metal inspired hero that smashes her enemies with giant 2-handed axe guitars. She's perhaps a bit more of a departure from the traditional RPG archetypes. Each of the 4 characters features their own set of unique skills and weapon types for you to play around with. No class is intended to be more powerful than any other, but rather they are designed to fit different playstyles. I've personally spent the most time on the Runaway because I enjoy her mobility and AoE skills, and yeah, she's pretty rockin' too. Character customization in the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot comes in the typical action RPG manner, through gearing and skill selection. There are multiple tiers and rarities of gear that can all spawn with different stat boosts and modifiers from your character, ranging from things like increased damage to improving your ability to actually find gold and loot. Each class also has a number of different styles of weapons available to them. For example, the Runaway can get axes that have a cleave effect, or she can instead go for the more defensive spear type weapon that pushes enemies away when you attack. As your hero kills enemies and completes castle raids, they'll gain experience points until they eventually level up. Whenever a hero levels, they unlock a new base skill or skill modifier. To create your build, you can select 4 of these skills to take into battle with you. You can respec these skills at any time, and it pays to experiment with different setups to take on different castle layouts and monster types. And now, to show the combat in detail, I'll take you through a live castle raid on my Runaway hero. Alrighty guys, to show off the combat portion, we're going to be taking on the boss of this particular zone, Mr. Firesley, and his castle. But before we go into there, you can see looking around that I've sort of been training myself on a mixture of NPC castles and also player castles in here. You can see I've worked my way all the way up from level 5 castles there, and we've ascended to the top of this area, ready to take on Mr. Firesley. But before we do that, I do want to craft myself a little bit of extra gear. I've had my eyes on this necklace here, which is going to give us extra magical armor, some reflect damage, and extra damage per second. So I'm going to go ahead and craft that. I just have enough gold to do it. And then we actually, I probably need some potions. So since we're a little bit lacking in the gold department now, perhaps I can quickly jump back into my castle, grab some of the gold from my chest here as soon as it repairs. I have 328 gold ready to collect. That gives us enough to get a potion now. So I'll switch back over. And 650, cook up 5 potions. Make sure they're in our toolbar there. And we'll go ahead and equip our necklace and sell our old one. And now we're ready to take on Mr. Firesley's castle. So let's do this. I'm excited. So when you click on the actual castle, you get a bit of info, like there are different rewards and things like that, and a bit of a difficulty sense and things like that. If you click on other players' castles, you get some other info, like how long people typically take to defeat the castle. But let's go in. This is a computer-created, a Ubisoft-created castle here. Let's take it on. So, I'll be running through with the skills Siren Stun, which I can use multiple times to stun and damage enemies. Mean Pinball, which you'll kind of see what that does, very agile move. Headbang, which I use to get around and also deal a lot of damage while also sort of knocking back enemies. And Spin Sugar, which is a big AoE ability. So, once we enter the gate, if we're playing a if we're playing another player's castle just here, we'll get a timer appearing, but since we're doing an NPC one, we can take as long as we want in these NPC castles, and I kind of use those as training grounds. So we'll just try to, our mission mostly is to try and do our best to stay alive. So you can see there's a fire trap there. I'm going to avoid the fire trap. I imagine fire will be the theme of the day today. So I'm going to try and stun these guys. And, oh, big damage there. This guy's got a ground slam ability, which will stun us. I took quite a bit of damage there. I can also grab the gold. I'll use my pinball ability here to jump around those guys. And I'll use my spin sugar to sort of knock them all down and deal a fair bit of AoE damage. And there's a health orb, so I can pick that up to heal myself back up. We'll grab the health and things like that on the way. Alright, I think I'll do some headbanging on this guy there. And I'll also try and take out this Defendertron just here. I don't want this sort of thing getting in the way. The use of the AoE ability on that is a bit questionable. But you can see it's blocking attack. We can dodge its attacks. Just preventing ourselves from taking too much damage. And we'll head on in there. I think that's going to be the best angle to approach from here. So I'm going to try and just knock these eggs out of the way. I want to kill this summoner, this guy here, because he summons other skeletons really quick. So, it's actually aimed. I haven't used that ability just yet. Use my pinball ability to jump around. The health's getting dangerously low. There is a heal there, though. Bit of a cleave attack. Every now and then I'll use a cleave attack, which is good for clearing out those sorts of guys there. The eggs and such. I'll wait for the fire. That will deal a lot of damage, so I need to avoid that. You can actually pull... Whoa! Okay, I accidentally took the beam just there. We can grab in there and actually steal the life force. And we actually get a bit of XP for looting the trap, essentially. You saw we got a bit of XP there from the mine as well. There's the try-stun effect there. These little squiddly guys are pretty tough in the barrels there. Alrighty, I think we can probably re-angle. Let's continue on this angle here. Whoa, 2 mortar traps. I'll loot the traps for a bit of extra XP. Use my spin sugar there. Go for the stun here. And we'll go for a third stun there. The third stun being the most powerful. Alright, so we have a Pete Poundmore here, which is a larger sort of champion mob. So I'm going to try and headbang this guy to get the stun. Whoa, took a lot of damage from that hit. Alright, I'll use this ability as a gap closer. Pinball attack. Oh! Didn't actually use it so well, apparently. Uh-oh. And our potion is on cooldown currently, so we might be in a bit of trouble here. So I'll try and knock these guys back and stun them. I'll use my ability here. Try and stun them a bit more, deal a bit of damage as well. A straight line attack through there. Go for the headbang there. Now we should be able to clean up these guys. We want to kill the Defendertrons very quickly because they can actually apply buffs to the other mobs that are in the area. Whoa, okay, now I'm going to use my potion now. I'm going to spin, because it will stun him and disrupt him there. Whoa, dodge there. And then the final hit there should deal a fair bit of damage. We actually knocked a health globe out of him. And then we can finish him off. He was pretty tough, so that was a bit of a challenge. 2 potions left. It's going to be interesting to see if we can take on the rest of this castle with just the 2 potions. I'll loot this trap on my way through. Oh, we have the hunger bot, which will actually pull you towards it with a chain. They can pull you into traps and or into lines of eggs and things like that, like just here. Oh, I don't want to try and avoid that trap fire if I can. Take out the hunger bot. There's one bit of life just there, and we can grab that healing globe on the way through. Trying to keep our life up a little bit whilst looting the traps and trying to take as little damage as possible. These boss dungeons can certainly be a bit harder and longer than some of the other ones, so you have to use your resources pretty carefully. So that third stun is a very long duration stun, about 5 seconds it is. Let's try and take out the hunger, but we can actually push him into the trap just there and he'll take damage. Using the enemy's defenses against them. Now we need to take out these summoners as quickly as possible. So I'm going to actually sort of pinball around in there. Uh-oh, this is a bad situation, Bean. Alright, I think we might have to back up a little bit. Try and clear out some of these guys with their AoE attacks. Uh-oh. Way too many eggs for my liking. I really need to take out this little summoner dude here, the bone puppeteer. Alright, we've got our AoE attack now. The cooldown on that is fairly short, so we can use it pretty often. It also costs the least mana out of any of our attacks, so we need to manage our mana carefully in the longer fights. Alright, avoiding this trap. I'll get in close to loot it and get my XP. Actually, dead end! It looks like a dead end. I'm gonna switch the camera angle around. There we go, that's a bit better. No, that's a dead end too. No, it is this way. Oh, very tricky little sneaky little castle routes there. Took a bit of fire damage on the way through. Here we go. Alright, we can go in and grab those, loot those 2 things there. Head on through the tight passageways. We can get the XP as we cross through that. I'm gonna use my movement ability to try and avoid the damage from the traps. Uh-oh. Bit of an awkward situation. Trying to avoid those trap damage if I can. Use our pinball to sort of get in past this guy, so we can avoid the trap if we stay out of the line of sight. No, it can actually hit us there. The wall was blocking it. That's good to know. We need to take out that Defendotron there. He's going to cause some significant dramas. Maybe we can stun these other guys. I can use my AoE ability on them to finish him off. And take out the Defendotron. One more hit. There we go. Cyclops is pretty dangerous, so we need to focus him down first. And then we'll go for the Hungerbot. Wait for the Hungerbot to fire, and then we'll attack it. They have a long cooldown on their attacks, so you can sort of dodge their attacks and then go for the attacks. You also go for your own attacks. Oh, you munched on me. Okay, there we go. We'll loot the hamster wheel trap, and we'll just sort of loot these as we pass through. Loot, 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 loot! So you'll notice that some of them hide gold and things like that. Copious amounts of traps in there, and here we have the boss, Mr. Firesley. So, fighting Mr. Firesley is interesting. I've fought Mr. Firesley before. You want to pay attention to which attack he's using. So he's using his breath attack. I'll attack from the side. Looks like he's going to use his breath attack again in a second. So I'll attack from the side. If he's going to use his wing attack, I'll make sure to get behind. I kind of failed that time. Maybe I can use my stun ability here. The third stun will give me a big 5-second stun. Whoa, took a lot of damage there. I only have 1 potion left. Sorry, 2 potions left. I think we'll be okay. Stunning on the boss is a bit more difficult. There we go. Oh, I managed to block the wing attack that time. That was just lucky. Whoa, a lot of damage from the fire. Alright, we need to get in close so we can get it to figure out which attacks he's actually using and then block them effectively. Go for the headbang. And the third attack does a lot of damage. Alright, I'm going to go for the stuns now. Okay, very good. Got 1 potion left. But Firesley's still got half a life bar there. Hopefully we can defeat this. It's going to be a bit of a tense fight. Alright, I'm going to use another potion now. Uh-oh, not good. Alright, managed to dodge that attack just there. Go for the headbang attack. I can't use the third headbang attack because it actually deals damage to myself, and I need to really be careful of my life just now. Alright, I'm going to actually disengage for that one. Alright, use my stun attack. These are nice, safe, and easy attacks to use. And the stun helps as well. I think I missed the third one. Missed the second headbang, unfortunately. Oh, the wing attack. Oh, lucky I have a very high block chance, so I'm actually blocking those attacks, thankfully. Let's go for the stun. Get an attack in. Go for another stun. Get another attack in. Go for the third stun. That should be a longer duration stun. You can get 2 attacks in just there. Alright. Headbang. And maybe we can go for the finish just here. Oh, very close. Pinball attack. Oh, not quite. Almost. I'll attack from the side. Should be able to finish off. There we go. A poke in the butt for the finish. And we found some exceptional apprentice robes, which we can throw into our mage a little bit later. But first, time to loot. Oh yeah, smash down the door. Look at the size of those chests. There we go. We collect a bunch of golden life force that we can spend on our castle. And that was a lot of fun, so I'm going to go ahead and give that 5 thumbs up and get my reward of 50 gold for voting as well. And now, we also complete some quest objectives and get to continue on in the story. Okay, so now that we've finished raiding Mr. Firesley's castle, we now have a bunch of gold and life force crystals up here, you can see up here, to spend on better defending our own castle. I notice I've been losing some raids lately. If we go have a look at the battle log here, you can actually see your defense loss, your defense loss, your defense loss. Oh man, I think we need to improve our castle a little bit. So we get to use the gold and life force we've arranged to buy better upgrades, buy more rooms for the castle, and fill it with traps and monsters, just like what we fought in the previous castle. So you can actually do a little flyby. You can see sort of the entrance to your castle. We can head through the gate. We can sort of fly by, see what the other players will see as they head on through. Although on a sort of a macro level, we can actually zoom out, and it drops down the walls so you can better see what's going on. So I think what the first thing we're going to do is going to spend some of these life force crystals to upgrade the heart of our castle, which is just here. And this is going to cost us 1200 life force crystals. and it'll allow us to unlock a rank 5 summoning portal, which will allow us to get better minions. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that there. Castle is upgrading. We also should be able to upgrade our architect now. It's going to cost 4,000 gold to upgrade our architect, unfortunately, which we're a little bit short on gold at the moment, unfortunately, because we've been losing it to raids and also spending maybe a bit too much on my character and not enough on my defenses. But if we had enough gold, we could upgrade this and potentially add another room into our castle. But for now, we'll just have to stick with our current 4 rooms. I'm trying to make a bit of a spirally castle, maybe like spin it around a bit. I can potentially even move this section over here. If I can place it just down for a second, I need to make sure it's joined, but I can also spin it around and connect it back up here. So now when people start off, they're like, hold on, something's going on here. That might be a little bit of a clue, but when they first enter, they have to follow around, and they're going to have to spin the camera around a bit more, which might confuse them a little bit. Now, importantly, we've also hidden away our gold mine and our life force mine in different rooms there to encourage people to sort of go after those. Because to fully raid a castle, you actually have to kill the mines as well and get the gold and life force from those. So hiding those off in different directions. I think what I'll do is I'll put it at this end to encourage the players to run all the way this way. Then they have to run back. We want to make them take as long as possible to get through our castles so that our defenses have time to activate and they aren't able to get our chests, because eventually a cage will drop down over your chest protecting it if they take too long to clear the castle. So we want to make it take as long as possible. So for now, I'm pretty happy with this little setup I've got going on here. I've got a lot of monsters in here. It's a bit of a cluster. I've got different glue mines and things like that hiding in there. But I think since we have some room for some more castle defenses, what I'm going to do is open up my summoning portal. Perhaps I can consider upgrading my summoning portal even. Might cost me... yeah, I can upgrade my summoning portal. So we'll upgrade the summoning portal to level 5. And it actually gives us some minor bosses as well we can put into our castle. There we go, we've got a new objective as well, new quest. So now we can open up the summoning portal. And first thing I might do is add in some traps. I really like the hamster wheel traps, they're quite fun. So maybe we can put a few of those sort of in this area here, so it's kind of almost going to be a little bit hidden. What I might do is actually space them out just a little bit there. No, we'll put 3 just in the same area. Maybe what I can actually do then is rotate one around so that they have to get the timing correct to be able to get through those. And they're going to want to run this way. So when they do run that way, maybe it might be a good idea to block them with something. So what I might do is opening up my summoning portal again. Go to creatures. I'm going to get something tough. Maybe like a squidly here. So I can chuck a few squidlies down in here. The first thing we should actually do though is we need power for our traps. So I'm going to put the trap generator just in here should work. Just put them in behind that traps there. Actually, did I not? Maybe that's not close enough. Let's move this one just over here a bit. Oh, we might not actually have enough room to activate our traps just here. There we go. Alright, putting the trap generator there is enough to activate those. We have to make sure it's fully inside the power field. But now, we can sort of set up a little defense barrier by putting a few of these guys just sort of here to block them essentially. Players are sort of going to come through this area, so I'll put down a bunch of these guys just here. And that's going to be a pretty tough barrier for players to get through. Now, I do keep in mind that these guys will become damaged by the hamster wheels, but if they're keeping the player in that area, the player's also going to take damage. I don't mind sacrificing some minions for that. So, to make it a bit more annoying, what I might do is throw some bone puppeteers. I might just like throw one here and one here. Now, these guys will summon more skeletons, making things even more annoying to get through there. We want to make it as annoying as possible for the enemy to work their way through. And then finally, I might actually throw a Defendotron in here. And what I should do is actually rotate this guy around, rotate these guys around. Probably rotate the squidlies as well, just so that they see the player actually coming. And now, I believe we might actually be able to set the Defendotron to either Bodyguard mode, Sphere of Protection, shields surrounding creatures from damage, or Shield Wall, which blocks heroes' ranged attack and slows down the hero. Shield Wall might do really well to hold the hero in there as well, so he'll put out a wall that's like sort of goes along here. And I think that'll work pretty well. Now we have a bit more room in our castle for some more defenses. How much more can we get? Potentially, we can actually throw a boss in. Maybe into the final room just here. We might actually just put him just in front of our door there. Castle's too full of creatures. I think we can fit. I think we can fit Count Snottingham in. We still have a few more spaces. So what I'll do then is just throw Maybe I'll put some Defendotrons in here just to be annoying. There we go, we're actually full now. I can probably throw a few squiddlies in just to sort of finish things off. Now we can spin those guys around. Want to make sure they're facing the right direction. Oops! Accidentally spun my castle. There we go. And we can spin the Defendotron. And that's just the final little thing to slow them down. So this is pretty good. Once you've actually finished making your castle, to verify it, to make sure it's actually completable, you have to actually run the castle for yourself. So before these modifications to take effect, I actually have to run my castle myself. But we'll at least sort of see how this little first initial trap thing worked out. I'm curious to see how well that played out. So we're validating our castle now. We need to kill everything and trigger every trap. So this looks pretty awkward. Okay, let's see if we can get through here. There we go. Oh, we did take a bit of damage. Now the shield wall's there. Oh, it's a bit hectic, which is exactly what we want. A bit of a pain to get through. And he's also absorbing our attacks there. It takes a while to kill. Not a bad little defensive setup. So I'll go ahead and verify the rest of my castle. But I'll see you guys on the other side. So that just about covers the basics of the mighty quest for epic loot. There are many more like little fine points to discover about the game in terms of defending your castle, attacking, gearing out your heroes and things like that. But the last thing I want to cover is just the microtransaction system. Because this game is free to play, it does feature a microtransaction store. And if we open up the shop here, you can just see exactly what that is. You can buy straight up blings, which are these green diamonds just here. Otherwise, you can buy things like packs that include the Runaway character to unlock her as well. And that includes more blings as well. And you can see the different tiers of bling packages there. Now what Bling actually does in the game is it does two main things here. We can see there is the different sort of room looks for your castle. So if you want to have a bit more of a spiffy castle, when people attack you, they see, you know, that you're rocking the frosty themed castle or a spooky themed castle. You're free to do so with by spending a few bling on those. Otherwise, you can buy cosmetic costumes for your character, including things like pirate hats and brain candles and stuff like that, depending on the character you play. And I can imagine more things like this will be added in the future for you to sort of make your character look a little bit unique compared to other people's. So then when people watch the replay of you attacking their castle, they see that you did it in a silly jester's hat. Otherwise, you can spend it on, through the potions crafter here, you can spend it on gold boost, life force boost, magic find boost, and XP boost, which just provide a somewhat of an increase to the rate at which you gather these various things. So that pretty much covers it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to try out the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot, make sure to click the link down in the description below to go ahead and create a free account. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.